they didn't recommend divorce. If they're doing that.
Hold on, bro. Hold on one second. I want to go back just a tad bit.
That's not always true.
Yes, that is.
Have you been to couples
always
therapy?
the solution. No, and I will not go to
okay. So
couples
you're just making
therapy.
assumptions.
I have
Great.
heard so many stories. I see it. I've seen it online.
Yeah, if you have a marriage and couples counselor and they are just recommending divorce, which is not true. I've gone to marriage counseling and they didn't recommend divorce. If they're doing.
Did she say they did? Because it sounded like the caption says she said she didn't, but she said they did. To me, it sounded like she said they did, which validates her point. But I could be wrong. I could have heard it wrong. Unless y'all in the chat, did y'all hear something different? Let me know, man.
That off the hop, that
Let
would
me
be
know.
unethical. You can actually report them for that. They're trained for more than this. A marriage counselor got trained to see marriages be happy, right? The thing that they want is a fixed, rectified marriage. Sometimes that can happen.
Hold on, I want to check
For a
something,
number
guys.
of reasons. However, the idea that marriage counselors are just telling women to divorce their husbands is so far from any of the literature that reports on this, so far from the ethics these people are trained on, is basically taking an entire field of care workers and saying, you actually just want to destroy the thing that you care for, which is it's just not true.
Okay, I need to ask a question to both sides. So, ladies on this side, do you believe that the gender gap pay is still real?
No, it's not. That's been debunked so many times.
Okay. And ladies on this side, I'm sorry, I want to hear from you on this side.
I think it's real. If you just look at statistics, a lot of people say like, oh, well, women are just choosing different.
Okay. Now, I have to, the reason why I stopped and I looked it up because I wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping because I knew. So, just a backstory, right? I was looking to be, it did sign in between. Yeah, I couldn't tell. I think he said she did, but little backstory with me, right? So, I'm into social service work, right? And I was entertaining the thought of going to be an LMFT, which is a licensed marriage and family therapist, right? Now, I wanted to make sure I was tripping, and I got into Pepperdine. I can show you my acceptance to Pepperdine University. It's I think it's number 16 in the country or something like that, right? So I'm not just acting like I don't know this stuff, right? But a marriage counselor isn't to promote a marriage or keep people from breaking up. It's technically and I thought I knew this. I was making sure I wasn't wrong. So I don't like to give y'all wrong information. It's to identify and resolve conflicts, improve communication, strengthen their emotional bond. So it's not necessarily about keeping marriage together. It's actually about helping people identify problems. So y'all gotta be careful. Listen, people like that will get on here and they'll talk real soft, real elegant. They'll make it sound like, oh, okay, it's this and that, it's this and that. You have to be careful when dealing with this.
Jobs, and it's like we're raised to idealize different jobs. But even then, it's like women, if you have a child, you're now also working and you have a child, you're not going to work as much. So it's like that's to blame. The gender pay gap is huge, and the whole, I think it's like 75 cents on the dollar is just for white women. It's less for Hispanic women. It's less.
Now, this is where it's BS, guys. This is where it's BS. This is where it's BS, guys. Hold on one second. Because I've done this. I've done a show on this. I've done a pod on this, and I'm going to go to the details right here. Okay. And see, the reason I don't like this number, bro, is because they're telling a wrong stat, bro. And they don't keep it real. They're leaving out. So here's the problem, right? And I just thought I did a show, so you guys go back to my old streams. She's talking about this salary cap, this money in this income gap that women make less than men. Women make less than white men. She's leaving out the white part, but let's go.
Women, like it changes. It's very real.
But you think that they're choosing like hospitality jobs because they were raised that way, or because women just naturally like those jobs
Well,
better?
like let's say like nursing. Nursing used to be a male-only profession. They wouldn't let women work on women's bodies at all.
That's fact. We got it, bro. We're fact checking, bro. We're fact checking. Y'all know I got a fact check, bro. Now I don't know about that one, but we're gonna fact check. Okay, let's get it. Let's see what it says. So it says, now let me. Bro, see, this is why you gotta do your own research. The nursing profession has remained a predominantly female profession through gender diversity and steady increase. It went up 2 or 3% for men, but it's always been at only 12 to 13% men. Nursing has always been a female's profession back to the 19 whatever's in the army and stuff like that. Y'all have to pay attention because they will weaponize information.
Became more female dominated, and now men don't even want to be in that profession, so then they lower the pay because it's a woman's job.
It says it's increased from 2 to 3% to 12 to 13%. So men do want to be in that, but these are excused stats. So let's go.
Same thing with teaching. It used to be just a male-only job. We wouldn't let women teach. Women got into it, suddenly the pay drops for it.
Well, and not to mention, in addition to things like the gender pay gap, we also now see that women majority professions are being attacked education-wise, as the Trump administration just made it so that you can't
Okay, I want to get on this.
nursing a professional degree. Audiology is no longer a professional degree. Yeah, and making it harder for you to get student loans because they've maxed out how much you can get in student loans. And all of these affect women.
Now, I know this without even looking at my phone. There are more women getting degrees than there are men. Now let's do this. Listen, see, this is why I again asked before that. Women make up about approximately 58 to 60% of undergraduate college students in the U.S., while men account for the remaining 40% to 42%. The gender gap in enrollment degree completion has steadily widened over the past several decades, currently persisting across all major racial and ethnic groups. Women represent clearly majority of the post-secondary students, with only 14 college students being male. Stop listening to these, bro. This is my problem with feminists, bro. They use lies from 1930 to brainwash women now that is more women in college, is women making money, women are not real held behind, but it's always a privilege to ones who say this. Go ahead.
More than
listen.
It affects men. Well, if you're a chiropractor, great job. That's still a professional degree because that's a job that most men would seek. But if you're going to be a nurse, well, that's a job most women would seek. Now you don't get to have a loan for the amount that you need. That's an example of a gender pay gap. That's an example of like what happens when you're taking opportunity away from women and women not making as much or being given as much in a loan or whatever.
Bro, I told you I watched both these part 1 and 2. I watched them like twice, so because I had to, bro.
Do you on this side feel that you can support women and not identify with the feminist movement?
Not if you like pants. My mom went to school. And until in middle school, she had to wear a skirt every single day. That is one generation. That is my mother. If you're wearing pants, you get to wear those in public because people like my mother were part of the feminist movement.
Bro, this is straight BS. Bro, her mom is probably younger than my mom, if not my mom's age. I can show you a picture of my mom with pants on, bro. This is the stuff you guys gotta watch. She don't know that her mom probably didn't want to wear pants. That's where she grew up. They're individualizing a overall problem for themselves and trying to make people believe it. That's crazy.
I would respectfully disagree here, right? So like I worked in an addiction center. I was an addiction counselor formerly. It was for women. It was a Christian center, right? What you'll often see is that some of the most like dominant nonprofits for women are often religious in nature, and that tends to lean towards like the right side. Most of the people that I worked with didn't identify as feminists. They obviously helped women. I also obviously disagreed with them on a lot of stuff. I think that when women dislike feminism, it's because they have issues with specific feminists, or they, in my mind, have like some misinfo that they believe in, right? But like, of course, you can be like a person who cares about women and not identify as a label. I would just say, come to my side. You probably do agree fundamentally with my presumptions about what feminism should be for and what it is.
Anyone have anything to say about that on this side?
As far as being a feminist and supporting women, I don't think the feminist movement supports women at all. I think it actually harms them. It's told us that sexual exploitation is empowering and that we should kill our offspring if it's an inconvenience to our life, and that marriage and family are not important anymore. I mean, it's completely destroyed everything that's been unique about womanhood.
So the alternative is like, let me get my ass beat, take my Xanax, and raise these kids when I don't want to. Like, what's the alternative for women who aren't happy at home? Like, that's...
This will be the age-old question. See what she said? No one tells you to have kids, but go ahead.
I don't understand.
Women are pill popping more now than they were in the 50s. They're more depressed than they were. Yes, this is completely.
And men are 4 times, women, yes, 2 times more likely to be on antidepressants than men. Men are 4 times more likely to kill themselves.
Why do you think that we're more likely to be on antidepressants?
Capitalism, the way the world is, the economy. I'll tell you right now, the economy controls the mood of the country. The mood of the country sucks because of the economy. Capitalism is the actual enemy here, not feminism. Feminism was just a human rights movement like the civil rights movement. Black people should have equal rights. What's the difference between a woman and a black person?
Bro, that is the look at look at that black lady face. Look at the black lady face. Like, what did you just say? Look how she gave me that look. Bro, did you hear what she just said? This is what I told somebody about this. They purposely put the feminist movement with the civil rights movement with the black people because they wanted that, bro. It was so systematic, bro. But yeah, I think her face tells it all. Let's go.
It's just a matter of, no, you want equal rights as a human because you should have them. I should have them too, right? It was just a human rights movement.
So I just want to make this very clear for anyone, and I'm not going to get too racial right now, is if you don't know American history, whether you're black, white, Mexican, whatever you are, right? Emmett Till, a lot of black men who have died behind white women just saying the weirdest things that never happened had rights way before black people. And the people who they did all the stuff they're talking to them is their own people. But let's keep going.
Focused on the gender, and then we focused on the race, and we all came up. I don't know why.
You see what she said? Listen. I want y'all to listen. This is how self-centered these feminists are, bro. I'm gonna go back to like. Let's go here. Listen.
Black
just
people
listen.
should have equal rights. What's the difference between a woman and a black person? It's just a matter of,
listen, I need y'all to listen.
You want equal rights as a human because you should have them. I should have them too, right? It was just a human rights movement. It was focused on the gender, and then we focused on the race, and we all came up.
Now listen. That's their mentality. That is their mentality right there. I need you guys to understand something. Understand something right now. That's her mentality. She said we focused on the gender first, then we focused on the race, and we all came up together. That lets you know it was an intricate plot to say, hey, we're going to hijack the civil rights movement, make it a human rights movement for women, white women, It wasn't women, it was white women. So, and this is what I have to, and I'm not, like I said, this